Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I want to talk about Kyrie Irving and his escapades over this past weekend. But before we jump into the video, I just want to make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. And help me get to 400 subscribers by the end of May. That would mean the world to me. And if you want to help on this journey, if you want to help a brother out, leave a like in this video and drop a sub. Aside from that, let's jump into this video. My name is Emmanuel Camia, and this is League Talk. So, over the past weekend, Kyrie Irving made headlines again. And he made headlines for two particular reasons. So, over the weekend, Kyrie Irving made the headlines, and one reason was good, and depending on how you look on the other, it could have been bad. And here are those two reasons. Kyrie, this past weekend, as the season ended, was the latest and newest member inducted into the coveted and highly respected 50-40-90 club. This is a great achievement. This is an elite achievement. And for all of you guys out there that don't know what the 50-40-90 club is, all it is for a whole season, a player has to average 50%, 40%, and 90% shooting. And the shooting categories consist of 50% field goal shooting, 40% three-point shooting, and 90% free throw shooting. It's a very hard thing to do. Only 9 players ever have done it in the NBA. And these 9 players right now include Stephen Curry, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Malcolm Brogdon, Mark Price, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Reggie Miller. So as you can see, that is a pretty highly respected company. That's a lead company for any player to join. And this past weekend, Kyrie made history and he joined that club, and good for him. You know, that goes to show you just what kind of player Kyrie is. But on the other hand, Kyrie did make headlines for a different reason. Now on Saturday, Kyrie was at a press conference and he was asked a bunch of questions about basketball. And we know that in the past, Kyrie has been known for being controversial and having a knack for being different from every other player in the NBA. And this past weekend was no different. He has in the past stated that he would not talk to the media for a whole season. And this past weekend, he got into it with the media again. And while they were asking him questions about, you know, his play, his performance, Kyrie had this to say. Kyrie said that basketball isn't the most important thing to him right now, and that kind of rubs some people the wrong way. And here's the reason why he said that. When asked why he doesn't think basketball isn't the most important thing to him right now, he cited, quote, everything going on in the world right now, including the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. Now, me, myself personally, I'm not going to divulge into the Israeli and Palestinian conflict that's going on right now, because I like to keep politics out of this channel. This is politics-free channel. I just sports, but I understand what he was saying. But these two things sum up Kyrie Irving completely, perfectly, and wrap him up in a gift box. And this is Kyrie Irving, and sums him up perfectly. And here's what I mean by that. On one hand, Kyrie Irving is really talented, one of the best in the league. Right? One of the best in the league. He's really talented to the point where his talents have been able to make him a champion and also punch his ticket into the 50-40-90 club. That's a testament to Kyrie's talents for basketball. But on the other hand, while you get the talent of Kyrie Irving, if you're a team and you acquire Kyrie Irving and you acquire his talent, on the other hand, Kyrie is also very outspoken. And because of this, this leads him to be a major distraction in a lot of locker rooms. He was a distraction in Boston, and he's been a distraction many times over his tenure in Brooklyn. And that's the price you pay when you acquire Kyrie Irving. He comes at the expense of being very controversial and being a distraction to his team. Whether it's him saying him and Kevin Durant don't need a head coach and blatantly disrespecting his head coach and just disrespecting his other teammates and making them feel as if they're not on his level. Maybe they're not, but just making them feel like they're not on his level to the point where they don't need to be a coach. The other guys need to be coached, and he's so smart, he's so much better. He doesn't need, him and Kevin don't need Steve Nash to coach him. You know, didn't clearly think that through. He just said that, you know? Or whether it's him saying that he won't talk to the media for a whole season because he just doesn't like the questions they ask. He just doesn't like the fact that he has to answer questions or talk to the media because he feels he's above them. He feels they are not on his level, even though he's a basketball player that's paid millions of dollars to do what he does, and it's in his contract that he has to talk to the media in order to grow the game, in order for the revenue of the league to grow. That's why they do media press conferences. That's why it's mandatory and it's in your contract. You have to do it because the NBA and every other league understands the power of the media. How else are people supposed to keep their eyes on your product, the NBA, if you don't interact with the media, you know? So just didn't think that through, and that became a controversy. Or whether it's him now saying that he just blatantly doesn't care about basketball. He just doesn't care about basketball, even though the playoffs literally start in less than a week and all of his other players are putting in work in order to get better for these upcoming playoffs. Now, I don't want to undermine what he said. What he said completely has value and is valid. There are a bunch of issues going on in the world, and these issues are very, very, very important. But on the other hand, Kyrie, you are a professional. You are a professional. You have a job. And like anybody else, everybody else out there, right? Everybody else out there, me, you, we all have jobs. We've all had jobs in our lives, right? We have to carry ourselves in a certain professional way, if you understand, right? And at that, Kyrie is a professional who's paid millions to do what he does, right? So it would be wise for him to show some professionalism in his approach to the game or just how he carries himself, right? Be professional, keep it classy, and critique current events, critique world events. But at the same time, don't disregard, dismiss, and undermine your profession. You just look terrible. You look bad. Okay? You don't look good at all. How do you think your employer feels when they hear you say that you outright just don't care about basketball, yet they're paying you millions of dollars to do what you do? How do you think they feel? That might slight them a little bit. You know, how do you think your teammates feel when you come out and you say you just don't care about basketball? Basketball's not the most important thing to you right now, yet the playoffs start in less than a week and they're in a gym putting in work in and out all the time so they can be better and be good for these upcoming playoffs. How do you think they feel? You gotta be a little bit more aware of yourself, and you gotta be a little bit more aware of what you're saying. You know what I mean? What if everybody went about their job the way you go about your job? You know, it wouldn't be a fun place to live. The world wouldn't be a fun place to live because every day would be something else. Every other day would be something else. The amount of times Kyrie has come up into the media this season has been insane. Whether it was him just missing 2 weeks to go partying, whether it was him, like, it's insane, you know what I mean? But that sums up Kyrie Irving perfectly. That is Kyrie in a nutshell. Those are the ABCs of Kyrie Irving, the crux of Kyrie Irving, the essence of Kyrie Irving. He is a talented player and will be a talent to your team, but he comes at the expense of being controversial and being a distraction at times to your team, and sometimes also being injury prone. Those sum up Kyrie Irving in a nutshell. This past weekend was like a little box that just had Kyrie Irving in it. That's Kyrie in a nutshell. If aliens came down today and they wanted me to show them who Kyrie Irving was, I just showed them this weekend. Incredible player, but also this. Literally one day he's inducted into an elite club, and then the next he's controversial. That's it, period. That sums up Kyrie Irving in a nutshell. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Kyrie Irving. Those are my thoughts on how I think Kyrie Irving ticks, his ABCs, what makes him click. Let me know what you guys think of Kyrie Irving in the comments down below. Has there ever been a player more controversial than Kyrie Irving? Has there ever been a player that has been more diva than Kyrie Irving? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, aside from that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.